The journey was at an end. Divine starlight had led three kings from palaces of worldly wisdom to a child and truth. The journey was at an end, but the story was not over.
Having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, the Magi traveled back to their country by another route. When Herod realized he'd been outwitted, he became enraged, terrified that this infant king would usurp his status hold on Judea. Herod ordered all male children under the age of 2 to be put to death.
Jesus was saved, for Joseph had been warned by an angel to flee to Egypt. But this would not be the last time the kings of the world would try to kill the king of all creation. For a kingdom cannot be ruled by 2 monarchs, and a man can never serve 2 masters.
There is a kingdom of mortar and stone. There is a kingdom of faith. One is a testament to flesh and bone. One is a witness to praise. 2 kingdoms, heaven and earth. Which kingdom will you serve? 2 kingdoms, heaven and earth. Which kingdom will you serve?
After Herod died, Jesus returned to Nazareth, and in the fullness of time began his earthly ministry.
As he went about his father's business, he often spoke of his kingdom, but it would not be in ways the world would understand. God's kingdom did not belong to the rich or powerful, but instead to children. Jesus continually threatened those in religious and civil authority, and as before, they conspired to put him to death.
After 3 years of plotting and a week of degrading arrests and trials, Jesus stood before the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. Once again, holy sovereignty met worldly power, and once again, only one king would emerge victorious.
There is a kingdom of mortar and stone. There is a kingdom of faith.
And Pilate said to Jesus, "Are you a king?" To which Jesus replied, "It is as you say, but my kingdom is not of this world."
It's a testament to flesh and bone. One is a witness to praise.
Then Pilate brought Jesus before a tempestuous crowd and gave him a choice which would forever change the course of humankind.
2 kingdoms, heaven and earth. Which kingdom will you serve? 2 kingdoms, heaven and earth.
"What shall I do with this king?" cried Pilate. The people shouted, "We have no king but Caesar!"
Jesus was taken to the place of the skull called Golgotha, and there, between 2 thieves, they crucified him. The wood of the stable of his birth became the cross of his death. Heaven's crown turned to thorns, and angelic court to jeering crowds. A small sign would be fastened to the cross. It read, "Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews."
And before Jesus took his last breath, one of the thieves turned to him and said, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom."
Which kingdom will you serve? 2 kingdoms, heaven and earth.
They took the body and laid it in a tomb. And as the stone was rolled into place, it appeared to a waiting world that a king had been executed and the kingdom forever conquered.
But this was a kingdom which would not be relegated to the darkness. On the third day, light began to dawn. This was a stone which would not seal the dead. On the third day it rolled away. This was the grave which would not have the final word. On the third day it was empty. This is a king which could not be vanquished. He did not die. He lives.
And the government will be upon your shoulders.
And he will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom from that time on and forever.
Jesus Christ shall reign over mountains in their endless majesty. Jesus Christ shall reign with creation in his hand. Jesus Christ shall reign as the sovereign of the wide and mighty sea. Jesus Christ shall reign. Jesus Christ shall reign. Jesus Christ shall reign. He shall reign.
Jesus Christ is the King of all creation. But who is he in your life? He sits on heaven's throne, but what place does he hold in your heart? The invitation is the same today as it was long ago at a manger, at a cross, at an empty tomb. It is the same question Pilate presented to a deafening crowd, and that comes as a still small voice deep inside each heart. What will you do with this king?